switching to relationship, you talked about like you were really comfortable being single.
Yeah, single was.
And most people are like, I don't ever want to be single. What are you talking about? What do you mean comfortable? Don't you want a man?
In my singleness, I get all my time for me. And at some point in that time, I was like, well, I've had enough time for myself. Like, I want to share my time with somebody else. And when those times, I would get really frustrated. The hardest parts of being single for me were the big days where I didn't have anyone to intimately share that with. Mm-hmm. So, major accomplishments, graduations, really exciting news. I have my core group of friends so I can share that with, but it's still different from the person who knows like everything and always, and just knows you in ways other people in theory don't know you. And so those were harder days when I didn't have somebody, or when you have death in the family or illness, things like that. On other days, most of the times I was really good. Like I was like, yes, this is fine. And when I stopped saying that, it's an either or experience, I was okay, because I would think about people in raggedy ass relationships. I'd rather be single any day than deal with a raggedy motherfucker. Like, I'm not doing it. I'm not. Because I've had so much time being single, I would rather be single. And I mean, because I'm happy when I'm single. I love myself. I have time to devote what I want to. There was a year span time where I had 3 rounds of weekend service for 6 to 8 weeks at a time. One Saturday mornings, I just got up and went, had a good time with my friends, went to go see my mama, traveled to see people, and came back. Would it have been nice to have had a partner? Sure, but I didn't. And so if I live my life like, oh, it's not complete till I get a partner, what if I die? I don't live the whole life, sad that I don't have one, and didn't fully live because I don't have one. No. And so when me and Robert started dating, it was like, oh, this is what being in a relationship is like. Well, that's his own set of learning, because I hadn't really been in one. So negotiations and figuring out how stuff works and like where your points are that you're like, nope, not going to do that. And so with him and with old boy before, really, letting stuff go and finishing things out, being in relationships are nice. They have their own work. I wouldn't trade my current boo. I love him to life. That's my little boo. And it's still hard sometimes. That's my little boo. It's not all though. But that's my boo. I learned in being single what is required of someone who wants to partner with me. So I try to be as liberated and as free as I can. And so that means I don't want to be oppressed in my relationship. If my partnership requires my oppression, fuck it, I'm not doing it, because I don't live oppressed by most people. Well, I mean, there's always oppression, sure, but there's not someone personally that I'm choosing to be with. They're the only family member I get to choose. I don't choose my mama, my daddy, my stepdaddy, my sisters, my brothers. They're the only person I get to choose my partner. That's what my other mentor taught me. And so, and being with my boo thing, it's like, this works for us, this does not work for us. I will make this work, right? It's not what I want to do all the time, but I can do that, and that's okay. And sometimes I don't want to do that, so I'm not going to do that. For us, it's helpful because when I said I don't want to be oppressed in my relationship, he took it seriously. So there was one occasion where he thought I was lying about not being upset about something. And I said, nope, if I was upset about it, I would have told you. And he said, well, there was one time where you didn't tell me that you were upset about something, and I felt like that was you like silencing yourself, and you rarely ever silence yourself. In your real life, in your academic life, you don't. And so if you're silencing yourself, you're changing and you're oppressing yourself, and I'm not going to be the cause of you doing that. And so, he was just being honest and sincere. He's not a liar. And so I was like, oh my God. I wasn't lying about this, but you remember that you were trying to oppress me. That's great, because these Christian men be trying to oppress me, and I don't like it. And so, being single taught me how to be in a relationship. And sometimes, I'm 33, I'm single. My mom says until you're married, you're single. But clearly she acknowledges like relationships. But I think about You know, if things don't, like if we end up breaking up one day, it would suck. I would cry. I would be sad. I will learn from it. Hopefully I will learn from it. And I would be okay because like you have to keep living. And I mean, I don't know. The idea of forcing someone to be with you because essentially you've internalized what other people have said about what it means to be single. One of my goals for 2016 was to let go of the internalizing of shit that other people say about single women, particularly about black single women. And so some of that has come at the expense of, or me freely giving away church attendance. Not even gonna lie. Because I'm not here for the righteousness of everyone else on the backs of black women, particularly single black women, and this like parading around of our singleness as if it is a black women have a problem sort of idea instead of what's going on within the larger culture that is excluding black women from healthy, equitable partnerships with men if they seek to be in those relationships with men, particularly with black men. And so yeah, being single was pretty fly. Some days I miss it, so like because we're in grad school, we don't always get to be around each other. So like he's away this weekend, and I love him and miss him. We talked every day, but I could get up when I want to get up. I did my yoga, I did workouts, I did everything. Everything I wanted to do, I just did it. And I was like, hey boo, alright boo, I miss you. Okay, I'm virtually putting my booty on you. Alright, okay boo, bye. Alright y'all, what we doing now? And so
I know you can take up the whole bed.
Oh
You can
man.
watch whatever you want to.
Oh
You
man.
want to talk to you.
Yeah. And then when he gets here today, I'm gonna be so happy to see him. I'm gonna be so glad to see him. And so I'm thankful for him. And I mean, my line sister died single with no children. And she wanted kids. She and I used to talk about, you know, we were the two virgins on the line, and we used to talk about one day when we get married and we have all these kids, and you realize, you know, time is not promised, and you have to live a full fucking life. That girl left out of here at 30, I think we were 30 at the time, at 30 years old, and she had lived a full, wonderful life. So, I mean, like, people still remember her and think of her, and the way she lived shaped the way people live their lives, and so I can't wrap up my full existence in who I'm connected to, as far as relationships go, and it's really dangerous to do that, particularly with men partners, because